If you look around the internet, Reddit forums, or mock test discussions, you'll often see people asking why their TOEFL writing score is only 2 to 4, and they want to know how to improve it. In many cases, the real problem is built sentence questions. You get 10 of these questions, and they're worth 10 raw points in the writing section. By comparison, the email task and the academic discussion task are worth only 5 points each. So these questions alone account for half of the writing score. Today, we'll practice both formats of built-a-sentence responses. First, question type responses, where you build a question. Then, statement type responses, where the final sentence is a statement. It ends with a period. You'll see 20 new practice questions covering both formats. At the end of the video, I've also included a corrected version of yesterday's practice set because a few questions in the original video couldn't be solved due to errors. If you want to check that part directly, you can jump to it using the timestamps in the description. Now, timing. In the real test, you have 5.5 minutes to complete the 10 questions, which averages about 33 seconds per question. In this video, we'll simply give you 33 seconds for each question to simulate that pacing. You'll see 2 sets of questions again. First, 10 sets of question type built-a-sentence questions, and then we will show you the answer keys. You can count how many errors you have. Then 10 statement type questions. Try to answer each question before the next one appears and keep track of how many you get correct. And if you need to spend more time on a particular question, how many minutes exactly did you spend time on it? All right, let's start the practice. So here are the answers. If you're not sure what your current score really means on the 0 to 6 scale, I've made a free starter kit with the ETS links, important question types, and a timing and scoring guide for each section so you can stop guessing. The link is in the description. You can grab it after you finish this video. Next, let's quickly look at the key decision process for question type built sentence questions. The first step is to count the tiles and the blanks. If the numbers are equal, you will use all the tiles. If there are more tiles than blanks, one or two tiles are distractors. The next step is to identify possible question starters. Look for tiles that could begin the question. In the example shown on the screen, the possible starters are do and when. A common mistake is choosing one option too early. For example, you might assume the question must start with when, but later discover that the sentence doesn't work. Instead, I want you to check all possible starting points first. In the example shown on the screen again, several combinations are possible, but only one sentence works correctly. The correct sentence is, do you have anything special planned when you see her? Using this approach helps you avoid premature decisions and solve the questions more efficiently. So here are the answers. In fact, in many paid mock tests, about 70% of these statement type questions use a very common pattern. They contain what I call inquiry host phrases, such as wanted to know, would like to know, didn't understand, was curious about. These phrases introduce embedded clauses, embedded WH clauses, and sometimes embedded if clauses. So here's the quick way to solve them. First, find the host phrase. Examples include, like I said, wanted to know, would like to know, and all that. Next, find the embedded clause. It usually starts with a WH word. Sometimes, if it's a yes/no embedded clause, then it will be more like, whether I want to know whether he will come, or I want to know if he will come, things like that. But anyways, so when you look at it, after you finish the inquiry host phrases, then you have to find out the WH words: what, where, when, why, how much, etc., or how long. Then check the word order. Embedded clauses use statement word order, that is subject, verb, object, not the question word order. At the end of this video, you will also find the corrected version of yesterday's practice questions, so you can try them again if you want more practice. So if you're stuck around 5 to 4.5 in writing and want to reach 5 or 6 very quickly without guessing, you can email me. We will go through a lot of these built sentence questions and the emails and the academic discussion writing samples and fix your recurring mistakes under real timing condition. Thanks for practicing with me, and I'll see you in the next video. So here are the answers.